everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some more pre-1961 Apba Bats League, and we got the second game of this two-game series between the Phillies and the Pirates, the Battle of PA. And leading off with the Philadelphia Phillies playing left field, Billy Hamilton. Batting second, playing center field, Ed Delaney. Batting third, playing right field, Chuck Klein. Batting fourth, playing first base, Don Hurst. Batting fifth, doing the catching, Spud Davis. Batting sixth, playing third base, Pinky Whitney. Batting seventh, playing second base, Francisco Thompson. Batting eighth, playing shortstop, Honey Sand. And on the mound, batting ninth is Bill DUGGLEBY. And for the hometown Pittsburgh Pirates, we got leading off and playing first base today, Honus Wagner. Batting second, playing center field, Paul Warner. Batting third, playing right field, Fred Clark. Batting fourth, playing left field, Ralph Kiner. Batting fifth, playing shortstop, Archie Vaughn. Batting sixth, playing second base, George Grantham. Batting seventh, playing third base, Pie Trainer. Batting eighth and doing the catching, Johnny Gooch. And on the mound for the Pirates is Babe Adams. And let's get down to the field and get this game started, folks. And you can see the records for the Phillies and Pirates. The Phillies are 3-5. They've scored 40 runs on 11 homers, stole 12 bases, and been caught 4 times. And the Pirates are 5-2. They've scored 43 runs on 11 homers, 1 stolen base, and haven't been caught. And he got Billy Hamilton to lead it off, batting .226 with a homer and 1 RBI, and he's leading the majors with 9 stolen bases, going up against Babe Adams, his second start of the year, no record, with a 9 ERA. Here's the pitch to sliding Billy Hamilton, and that's going to be against an 18. That's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Paul Warner's got it for out number 1. And Ed Delaney's up now. And Ed's batting .394, 2 homers and 9 RBI. That's going to be a base on balls. It's the first base runner for the Phils. Brings up Chuck Klein now with a runner down at first and nobody out. And Klein is batting .333 with a homer and 8 RBIs. And we're going to let Chuck swing away here. And then if he doesn't do nothing, Ed will probably steal. And that's going to be a well-hit ball by Chuck Klein. How far is this one going to go, folks? That is the question. And that's going to be out in the gap in right field. And with Ed Delaney's speed, he might come around the score. 27. That would be a 53 or lower. And he's out at home. Fred Clark fires at home and gets Ed Delaney. Now there's 2 outs and the runner on at second. Nice play by Fred Clark to throw out Ed Delaney. And now 2 down and Klein at second. And you got Don Hurst up. Hurst batting .250, 2 homers and 6 RBIs. And that ball is driven into the gap in left field. And that will score a run. So back-to-back doubles. Clark makes it only a 1-run game by throwing Delaney out. Now you got Spud Davis up with a runner down at second. And Spud's batting .324, 2 homers and 6 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Clark. He makes the catch this time for out number 3. But the Phillies score 1. And we go to the bottom of the first with Wagner, Warner, and Clark due up here. Hornets Wagner's batting 303 on the year, no homers and 7 RBIs. Going up against Bill DUGGLEBY, and DUGGLEBY's pitched in 2 games. He's 1-0 with a 2.25 ERA. Here's the pitch to Hornets Wagner. As you can see, the Phillies have struck out 37 times, walked 35, have hit 24 doubles and 5 triples. And the Pirates have struck out 36 times, walked 30 times, 16 doubles, and 14 triples. And that's going to be a 19, a fly ball out the right field. Klein's got it for out number 1. Paul Warner's up now. And Paul, he is batting 312 on the year, no homers and 1 RBI. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. Squares this one up. And that ball's hit in the gap off the ivy out there. And that'll be a 1-out double. Paul Warner's in scoring position with the tying run. Fred Clark's up now. Can Clark drive him, man? Clark's batting 276. He's got 2 homers and 7 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Clark. And that's going to be a 18. And that is going to be a ground ball back down the first. 55 and a 3. That'll probably be fielding column 3. And it is. And that'll get the runner down the third. Hurst up with it, tosses it over to Bill covering. So now you got the tying run 90 feet away for Ralph Kiner. And Ralph is batting 333 with 5 homers and 9 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball. Nope. Yeah, it's going to be a ground ball down the short third. He'll fire across the diamond for out number 3. And the Pirates leave a runner at third. We get to the top of the second. It's 1-0 Phillies. Pinky, Davis, Pinckney, Thompson, and Sandu up here. And Whitney's batting 200 with no homers and an RBI. Excuse me. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Kiner and left for out number 1. And that'll bring up Mr. Thompson. He's batting 312 on the year with no homers and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Warner in center field. 2 fly balls, 2 outs. And here comes Heine Sand up now. And Heine's batting 150 with no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And that'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Babe Adams. To the bottom of the second we go. You got Archie Vaughn due up here, Grantham and Trainer. And Archie's batting 750 on the year. No homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a rare play, a 39 and a 41. And that is going to be a strike. 0-1 pitch to Archie. And that's going to be lifted in the right field. Klein's got it for out number 1. Here comes Grantham up now. And Grantham's batting 320 on the year. 1 homer and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes out Grantham. And you can see the Pirates' upcoming schedule. They leave here in Pittsburgh and go up to New York to take on the Giants. Then the Dodgers come to Pittsburgh, and then the Cubs come to Pittsburgh. Pie Trainer's up batting 269 now, 2 outs and nobody on. And he has no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be another fly ball out to Klein, and that'll do it. 1, 2, 3, go to Pirates. To the top of the board we go. DUGGLEBY. Then back to the top of the order in Hamilton and Delaney. And we got DUGGLEBY is 0 for 2 on the year. And that is going to be a What is it? Going to be a fly ball out to left. Rouse got it. One down. And Billy Hamilton's up now. Can Billy get aboard here? He flew out the right his first time up. And he's going to fly out the center this time. 2 down now. And Ed Delaney's up now. And Ed walked his first time up. Got thrown out at the plate, and that's going to be an infield hit. Slow roller down to Archie. He has no play. So Delaney's aboard now. And I think he's going to try to take off and get in scoring position. That will be a 23. And that'll be a 45 or lower. And he's in there safely with a stolen base. And now you got a runner in scoring position for a round. Chuck Klein. Chuck doubled his first time up. And that ball is well hit. Let's see if Chuck can do it again, or maybe even homer here. And that ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going. Chuck Klein just homered to give the Pirates Phillies rather a 3-run lead. It is now 3-0 Philadelphia. Don Hurst is up. It's definitely the Chuck Klein show today. Don Hurst doubled and drove in the first run of the game, his first time up. And that's going to be a rare play, a 37 on a 61. A 37 is going to be hit down the short. Need another dice roll. 63. That's going to be first and second on a wild throw for Archie Vaughn. An E6. And the runner's going to get down the second. So now you got a runner down at second. And 2 outs for Spud Davis. Davis has flown out the right his first time up. Can he keep this inning alive here for the Phillies? And nope, that's going to be a ground ball down the swing and a miss. Ryder Adams strikes him out. But he gives up the 2-run homer that Chuck Klein, makes it a 3-0 ball game. So we go to the bottom of the third. We got Gooch, Adams, and then back to the top of the order in Hornus Wagner. Johnny Gooch is batting .231, no homers, and 6 RBIs. And Gooch, he drives that ball in the right field for a leadoff single. Gooch is aboard here now. Adams is going to try to bunt him over to put him in scoring position. Adams is over 2 on the season. And a 28 on a sacrifice. And that's going to be bunted back to the pitcher. And only plays over to first with Thompson covering. And that'll get the runner in scoring position now with 1 out for Hornus Wagner. Pirates trying to get on the board here. Hornus Wagner flew out the right his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball in front of the plate, a 52 on a 7. That's not going to be good for Spud. And that's going to be fielding column 3. And that's going to be first on the air. Catcher bobbles a chop, and the runner is going to hold. So that's going to be an E2. Runner on second is going to hold. Wait a second here. Just wait a second here. Yep. And the runner on second didn't hold. So let's go back here. Figured that was going to happen. Try this again. Let's do an E6. There we go. Now the runner held. And we got Paul Warner up now with first and second and 1 out. And Warner doubled his first time up. Can he get the Phillies on the board, the Pirates on the board here? And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Klein's got it. That'll be out number 2. So it's up to Fred Clark to do some damage here with 2 outs. Clark, he grounded out the first his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. So the error doesn't go anywhere. And the Pirates strand too. We go to the top of the 4th. It's still 3-0 Philadelphia. You got Whitney, Thompson, and Sandu up here. And Pinky is 0 for 1. He flew out the left. And here's the pitch to Pinky. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Grantham. He's up with it for out number 1. And here comes Thompson now. Can Thompson get aboard here? He flew out the center his first time up. And that's going to be a 18. That is going to be a base hit in the center field. Warner can't get to it. And Thompson's aboard here with a 1-out single. And Heine Sands up now. And Heine is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a 19. That'll be a fly ball in the left field. Routes got it for out number 2. And here comes Bill DUGGLEBY up now. Can he help himself out here? He flew out the left his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. 55 on a 1 should be fielding column 3. And it is. And that's going to be safe at first and runner to third. So that's going to be a throwing error by Adams. We got first and third now, and 2 outs. And we got Billy Hamilton up now. Can he increase this lead from 3-0? Billy's 0 for 2. He's flown out the right and center. And that's going to be a base on balls. So Billy walks on down to first to load the bases. The only good part about the bases being loaded is Hamilton can't steal. So now you got Ed Delaney, who's leading the National League in batting. He's batting .412. He has singled and he has walked. Came around to score and stole a base. Can Delaney deliver here and bust his game open for the Phillies? And no, that's going to be a fly ball. Paul Warner makes the catch, and the Pirates get out of it. And the Phillies leave the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's still 3-0 Philadelphia in this Battle of Pennsylvania. We got Ralph Connor, Vaughn, and Grantham due up. Ralph grounded out the third his first time up. And that's going to be a drive down the third baseline. That's going to be a fair ball, and that's going to be a stand-up double for Ralph. So Connor's down at second, nobody out. Pirates trying to get back in this ball game. And Archie Vaughn, he flew out the right field his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. Archie's down at first. So the tying run comes to the plate, and Grantham is 0 for 1 today. He struck out his first time up. Can he deliver here? Nobody out. Here's the pitch to George. And that's a fly ball in the center field. Delaney's got it for out number 1. Pie Trainer's up now. And Pie, he flew out the right field his first time up. And that's going to be another fly ball in the center field. 2 fly balls to Delaney. 2 outs now. Heiner's still down at second. Archie at first. So it's going to take a 2-out base hit by Gooch. Gooch is 1 for 1 with a single. And that's going to be a 36. And a 35 on a 2. 35 on a 2 should be fielding column 1. Wild pitch. And he's a wild pitch 1, so that's a wild pitch. Puts both runners in scoring position now, gets rid of the force play. And you got second and third with a 1-0 count. The Gooch, can he take advantage of it here? A base hit scores 2. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Gooch. And he does take advantage of it. I believe, let's see here, a 17. Yep, that is going to be a base hit in the left field. That'll score both runners, and they're right back in this ball game. A 2 RBI single by Gooch. A wild pitch was very costly. Now you got Babe Adams up. He sacrificed his last time up. Laid down a nice bunt. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. And Hurst is going to take it himself for out number 3. But the 2 RBI single makes this a 1-run ball game. So we go to the top of the 5th. You got the big boys coming up here for Philly. Klein, Hurst, and Davis. Chuck Klein's 2 for 2. He's doubled and homered, drove in 2 runs on that 2-run shot. And that'll be the first time they got him out. That's a ground ball down the second. And up to the plate now is Don Hurst. Nobody on and 1 out. Hurst doubled and drove in a run and reached on an error. And that's going to be a base on balls. Hurst walks down the first. So an insurance run down at first. Spud Davis is up. He has flown out the right and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And that's going to get the batter out. And that'll be a 4-3 put out. Now puts the runner in scoring position for Pinky. And Whitney, he is 0 for 2. He's flown out the left and grounded out the second. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Clark's got it. Philly strand 1. We go to the bottom of the 5th. The top of the order due up here for the Pirates. Warner and Clark. Wagner is 0 for 2. He's flown out the right and reached on an error. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. Wagner's aboard here with a leadoff single. And we're in the 5th inning. And it's going to be and a 3-4, 23. Wagner's going to try to steal second here. That would be a, let's see here. Yeah, that'll be a 3, a 4, 23, 45 or lower. Wagner's in there, and they throw him out. Wagner's thrown out at second, so now there's 1 out. And Paul Warner, he's doubled and flew out the right. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field again for out number 2. Here comes Fred Clark now. And Clark is 0 for 2, grounded out the first and flew out the center. And that's going to be the old ground ball down to Thompson. He's got it for out number 3. So the single gets erased on the stolen base. We go to the top of the 6th. The Phillies hanging on to a 3-2 lead. And we got Thompson, Sand, and DUGGLEBY due up here. Thompson's 1 for 2, flew out the center and single. And that's going to be well hit. Thompson's having a good game here against Babe. And that ball is high. That ball is far. Thompson clears the left field fence. And that's a home run, his first of the year. Makes it a 4-2 game. Gives the Phillies some insurance here. And Heine Sands steps up to the plate. Heine's 0 for 2. He is struck out and flew out the left. And that's going to be a comebacker to Babe. He fires over to first, gets the out after the homer. And you can see the Phillies' upcoming schedule. They leave here and go home, and they'll play the Cardinals, and then the Reds come to Philadelphia. So you got Billy up now, and he's pitching a decent ball game. And we're going to let Bill stay in the game. He's 0 for 2. He's reached on an error and flew out the left. And that's why you leave him in the game, because we don't need no stinking DH. And Billy's got a little bit of pop. They better watch. And that ball is hit in the right field. Clark gets over there quickly, cuts it off, holds him to a single. So we don't need no stinking DH. Billy down at first with a 1 out. And Billy Hamilton's up now. It's the Bill and Bill show. Hamilton's 0 for 2. He has flown out the right and center and walked. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left. So he's hit the baseball out to all 3 outfield positions, but for 3 outs. It brings up Ed Delaney now. There's 2 down. Delaney's 1 for 2 with a single and a walk and flew out the center. And that's going to be a 40. The team, let's see here. The team is a fielding column 2. Pass ball runner to second by a 3. And he's a 2. So that'll be a rare play, an 11 with a runner on first and a 40. And that's going to be in the left field. And that is Ralph Kiner out there. Not who you wanted hit to. A 43 on a 1 is probably going to be fielding column number 3. And it is. And it is. And that's going to be a single. Runner scores, batter to second on throw. So that's going to be a single. The runner's going to score from first on the air. E7. And the batter's going to take second on the throw. So now with 2 outs, it's now a 5-3 ball game as Ed keeps on hitting. What happened there? I screwed that up, didn't I? Let's go back here. Let's go back. Messed that up. So we're going to have a single, an error, runner on first is going to score, and the batter is going to take second. Let's try this again. So now you got Delaney down at second, 2 outs, and it's a 5-2 ball game. Chuck Klein is having a hell of a game. He's 2 for 3 with a double and a 2-run homer. He grounded out the second his last time up, and that's going to be a base on balls. And Klein trots on down the first. Now Don Hurst, he's 1 for 2. He's double, driven in a run, reached on an error and walked. So he's been on base all 3 times. And against a righty, 17 and a 10. And that's going to be popped up down the short. Vaughn out in shallow left field makes the catch. But the Phillies add 2 to this and take a 5-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th. We got Ralph Kiner, Archie Vaughn, and George Grantham due up here. Ralph's 1 for 2. He has grounded out the third, and he's doubled and came around the score. And that's going to be a base on balls. Ralph walks on down the first. The Pirates need some base runners. Here's Archie Vaughn now. Archie is 0 for 1. He has flown out the right and he has walked. And that's going to be a ground ball in front of the plate, I believe. Nope, that's going to be a hit by pitch. He hit Archie Vaughn. And all of a sudden, Bill's got control issues here. He's walked the first batter, hit the second batter. And you don't need that. And that'll bring up George Grantham now with a tying run at the plate. Grantham's 0 for 2. He struck out and flew out the center. And that's going to be against the righty, a 13 and a 9. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. And that'll field the bases up. And that'll get the bullpen up in a hurry here for the Phillies. As all of a sudden, DUGGLEBY struggling here in the 6th after cruising. So bases are juiced for Pod Trainer. He'll play back for the double play, up by 3. Trainer has flown out to the right and center. And that is going to be a double play ball. Hit down the second. And it's not a double play. They can't turn it. That's only going to be a 4-6 put out as Pod Trainer beats the relay throw. Nice job by Trainer hustling down. So now we got first and third and 1 out, and it's a 5-3 ball game. Pirates ain't giving up here. And that'll bring up the Gooch. The Gooch is 2 for 2 today. He has 2 RBI single. He singled his other time up also. So can the Gooch deliver here again? Here's the pitch to Johnny. And we drop the dice. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. See what they do with this. It'll be a 25 on an 8. And that is going to be the old 6-4-3 double play. Nice play by Sand. They turn this one. And that'll end the inning. The Pirates score 1. We go to the 7th. It's a 5-3 ball game. We'll try to get Adams through this 7th inning. He's due to lead off the bottom of the 7th. You got Davis, Whitney, and Thompson due up here against Babe Adams. And Babe, he is going to pitch to Adams here. And he is 0 for 3. He has flown out, struck out, and grounded out. And as you can see, the Phillies are batting .249 with a .317 on base percentage, .447 slugging, and an OPS of .764. The Pirates are batting .277 on base percentage of .337, slugging of .533, and an OPS of .871. Here's the pitch to Davis. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Davis out for out number 1. And Pinky's up now. He's 0 for 3. He has flown out, grounded out. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Babe over to first. And that'll be 2 quick outs. And Thomas is up now. And Thomas is 2 for 3. He has flown out, singled, and hit a solo homer. And that's going to be against an 18. That's going to be a ground ball down the short. Nice play by Archie. Fires over to first, a 1-2-3 inning. 7th inning stretch time. And we make it to the 7th inning stretch. It's a 5-3 ball game. That'll be it for Babe Adams. See who's going to come off the bench here. A pitch hit. And it's going to be Lloyd Warner is going to come off the bench. See if Lloyd, the brother of Paul, can get on board here. Warner Brothers, TV, movies. Lloyd, this is only a second about a year. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch to Lloyd. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Thompson's got it for out number 1. Back to the top of the order in Hornus Wagner here. And what just happened there? Nothing happened. Try it again. Ground ball down the second. There we go. And Hornus Wagner's up. He's 1 for 3. He's flown out the right, reached on an error, singled and got caught stealing. And that's going to be a 19, a fly ball in the right field. Klein's got it for out number 2. And here's the other Warner brother. Wainer, rather. And Paul Wainer's 1 for 3 with a double, and he's flown out the right twice. And that's going to be against the 16. That's going to be a nice play out in center field by Delaney. Robs Paul of a base hit. And that'll win the 7th inning. We need a pitcher here for the Pirates. Let's see who's going to come in here and pitch against these Phillies. You got Sand, DUGGLEBY, maybe DUGGLEBY, and then the Hamilton. So let's see here. Who's going to come in to pitch? Poor Pirates do not have much of a bullpen. Might be Wilbur Cooper. Yep, it's going to be Wilbur Cooper's going to come in here to pitch. And this is Cooper's second game. He doesn't have a record. He's got a 10.8 ERA. He'll be facing the bottom part of the Phillies order here. Sands 0 for 3. He has struck out, flown out, and grounded out. And that's going to be a 16. That's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Paul's got it for out number 1. And do we pitch it here for Bill is the question. And I think we are. I think Jim will come into the game and pitch. See if we can get some more insurance runs here. So that'll be it for Bill. Now we'll see who's going to come off the bench here. See who's going to come off the bench here. Against the lefty, Wilbur. I think Enos is going to come off the bench here. Yeah.
Constanti.
Yeah, let's see what we're going to go with. Enos is going to come off the bench. Try to get on here with 1 out and add to this 5-3 lead against Cooper. Where's Enos at? There's Dale. Enos is 0 for 3 on the year. Here's the pitch to Dale. And that's going to be against a 14. That is going to be a Fly ball out the left field. Ralph Kiner's got it for out number 2. That'll bring up Billy Hamilton now. Can Billy get on board here in the 8th inning? Billy's 0 for 3 with a walk. He's flown out the center. He's flown out the right and left, all 3 positions out there in that outfield. And that's going to be a base on balls. And you know what that means. Sliding Billy Hamilton's going to be off to the races here, folks. So it'll be a 25. So that'll be a 51 or lower. Sliding Billy Hamilton's in there, and he is with a stolen base. That's his 10th stolen base of the year. Hamilton's down at second now. For Ed Delaney, who is hitting a cover off the ball, folks. He is 2 for 3 today. He has walked, singled twice, stolen a base, and flew out the center and has an RBI and came around to score. So can he add to this 5-3 lead? Base hit's all it'll take, but that's a fly ball out the pole in center field, and that'll do it. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's a 5-3 ball game. We got to bring in a pitcher here.
Constanti.
And Jim Constanti's going to come in the game. The pitch here and try to nail down this win. He'll be facing the 3, 4, 5 hitters. He's got the big boys coming up. Clark, Kiner, and Vaughn with a 2-run lead here in the 8th. Fred Clark is 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice, and he has flown out. Here's to pitch to Fred. We drop one of the dice, and that's going to be a ground ball in front of the plate. Let's see if Davis can come up with it. He can't. He bobbles that one. That's going to be an E2. Fred Clark's aboard here. Fred Clark is aboard here. With an error on Davis. It brings the tying run to the plate, and Ralph Kiner. Ralph's having a hell of a game here. He's 1 for 2 with a double, grounded out, and walked. Here's the pitch to Ralph. And that's going to be a base on balls. Jim's got himself in a hell of a situation now. First and second, nobody out for Archie Vaughn. And Archie is 0 for 1 today. He has walked, been hit by a pitch, and flown out the right. Can Archie do something here? Tying runs are on the bases. Clark at second, Kiner at first. Go ahead, run Archie Vaughn at the plate. Here's the pitch to Arch. And that's going to be against the righty. That'll be a 17. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Ed's got it for out number 1. It's a big out there. And now you got 1 out for Grantham. And Grantham's 1 for 3. He has struck out, flown out, and singled. Here's the pitch to George. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Jim now with 2 outs after giving up the first 2 batters getting on. Can he get out of this with no runs scoring? Pie Trainer's up. He has flown out the right, center, and had an RBI ground ball. Here's the pitch to Pie. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Delaney. So Jim gets out of the mess with nobody scoring. To the top of the 9th we go. We got Chuck Klein due up here. Hurst and Davis against Cooper. Klein's 2 for 3 today with a double and a 2-run homer. He has grounded out and walked. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Archie at short. Over to Hornus Wagner for out number 1. Don Hurst is up now. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI double. He's reached on an air, walked, and popped up the short. And that's going to be a 41. Did they plunk him? It's going to be a rare play. A 43 on a 41. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike one. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And he gets a hold of this one. Hurst drives this ball down the first baseline. And that's going to be a double. So a 1-out double by Hurst. And the Phillies are in business. And the Pirates can't afford to give up any more runs down by 2. Spud Davis is up. He has flown out, struck out twice, and grounded out. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Clark for out number 2. 2 down now. And Pinky's up. And Pinky is 0 for 4. He has flown out twice and grounded out twice. And that's going to be against the lefty. 16 with a runner down at second. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. And that'll be a, let's see here, a 2. That'll be a 54. So 22. So they got a 66 is the only way they can get old Hurst out on a roll of a 66. And a 63, he's barely in there. That's an RBI single. And Hurst comes around to score on a close play, and Johnny Gooch is jumping up and down. He thought he got him. The ump says he's safe. Ump says he's safe. And Pinky, let's redo this. Pinky's going to get down to second on the throw. So that'll be a RBI single. And the batter will get the second on the throw. So now you still got a runner down at second. And Thompson's up. And Thompson's 2 for 4 with a homer. And he has flown out and grounded out and singled. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Ralph. But the damage was done. It's now a 3-run ball game. Then the Pirates come back here. You'll have Gooch, pitch hitter for Cooper, and back to the top of the order, and Hornus Wagner. Johnny Gooch is having a heck of a game. He's 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. He's driven in 2 out of the 3 runs. He has singled twice, had a 2 RBI single, and grounded into a double play. And that's going to be a rare play, a 38 and a 13. And that's going to be hit in the center field. And Ed's out there. That'll be fielding column 1. And that's going to be a fly out. Nice play by Delaney. He makes the catch for out number 1. Let's see who's going to come off the bench here. Cooper. Got the righty in the game. And Max Carney's going to come off the bench. See if Max can get aboard here. And Max is 0 for 2 on the year. Here's the pitch from Jim. And that's going to be against the lefty, an 18. That's going to be a fly ball out to Delaney again. 2 fly balls to center. 2 outs here. And it's all up to Hornus Wagner to keep this game alive for Pittsburgh. Wagner's 1 for 4. He has flown out twice to right, reached on an air and singled and got caught stealing. And not this time he's not going to make it out. He squares this one up, folks. And that ball is blasted in the left field. That's going to be a 2-out triple. Hornets Wagner's down at third. Pirates are still alive. Wayner's up now with a runner down at third. Can Paul deliver here and keep this game going? He is 1 for 4 with a double. He has flown out the right twice and center once. And that's going to be against the righty. 15 on a 9. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. And all of a sudden, the Pirates are trying to come back here. Brings a tying run to the plate, and Fred Clark. Can Jim get through this mess? All this happening with 2 outs. Clark's 0 for 4. He is grounded out to first and second. Flew out the right and reached on an air. And that's going to do it, folks. That's a ground ball down the sand. He's up with it. He fires across the diamond to get Clark. Pirates tried to come back from 1 up straight. Phillies win 6-4. Look here at the box score. You got the Phillies 6 runs on 10 hits and 2 errors. The Pirates 4 runs, 8 hits and 3 errors. You had Delaney, Klein, and Hurst all 2 for 4. All of them with RBIs. Klein and Thompson with the homers. Thompson was 2 for 5. And the Phillies were 3 for 10 with runners in scoring position. They left 10 men on base. Hornets Wagner was 2 for 5. So was Paul Warner. So was the Gooch. The Gooch was 2 for 4. He had 2 of the 3 RBIs. Pirates had their opportunities. They was 4 for 15 with runners on scoring position. They left 8 men on base. Bill DUGGLEBY picks up his second win, goes 7 innings, 6 runs, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout. And Jim comes in.
Constanti.
And Constanti picks up his second save of the year. Pitches 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, walked 1, and struck out 1. Babe Adams picks up his first loss, goes 7 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. Walked 4, struck out 3, and gave up the 2 homers. And Wilbur Cooper comes in, pitches 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, and walked 1. Take a look here at the standings and the leaderboard for the National League. And the Pirates are now tied for first with the Cubs. The Braves are a half a game back. Reds and Giants a game back. The Phillies and Cardinals a game and a half. And the Dodgers 2.5 games back. Ed Delaney's batting .405 now for the Phillies, leading the National League in hitting. Ralph Kiner with his 5 homers, leading the National League in that category. And Hack Wilson with 14 RBIs, leading the National League. And Bucky Waters with a 0.56 ERA, leading the National League in ERA. Kid Nichols with 3 wins. And you got 3 pitchers with 2 saves on the year. And let's take a look at the MVP, Ed Delaney. Oh, went too far. Ed Delaney's leading in MVP voting, and Kid Nichols leading in the Best Pitcher Award. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for reminders, and on your way out of the ballpark, hit that like button and leave a comment. Till next time, y'all have a great day and take care.